It took me 23 years to learn and realize something I'm about to teach you in one video. What I'm about to share with you will reshape your life and will honestly reshape how you see the world. I put a nice suit on, put a nice pair of shoes, and I think I'm ready. I'm a little bit nervous, but I start opening the computer. And as soon as I open the computer, a little bit of doubt creeps in. I close my computer and I take a deep breath. And I say to myself, and stop myself right in the moment, I got this. I'm going to crush this interview. And you know what? I'm really prepared. If it's not me, like, who else will it be? I'm ready for this. I'm going to crush it. A smile hit my face out of nowhere. And I just couldn't stop smiling because of how I reframed this so fast. I didn't let this second of doubt creep in and really change my beliefs and mindset, but I really reframed it in the moment. And I was so proud of myself that I just couldn't stop smiling. I'm telling you, that shift of mindset was everything. I crushed that interview. I felt really good after. I'm telling you, all thanks to this mindset shift that I caught myself right in the moment. So it took me 23 years to figure out how important my beliefs are and how they actually shape my reality. It also took me 23 years to figure out how important my self-talk is and how important a positive self-talk is and how really my internal narrative shapes my reality. And this is a general phrase that honestly gets thrown around in self-improvement. Oh yeah, my beliefs, whatever. No, I'm actually going to explain this with examples, and we're going to talk about science. It's not going to be boring science, but I really want to dig deep. It's something that I've learned, something that really took me years of self-improvement, years of life experience to learn how important this is. So let's start talking about your beliefs. There's something called the Reticular Activating System, RAS. Remember this term, it's really important, in your brain. And the RAS filters information from your environment based on the thoughts that you have and your beliefs. So you have to understand your brain is super powerful. It takes in every single second, guess how many bits of information? 11 million bits of information. That's crazy. And only so little of that information that your brain takes in is actually important. We know this. So your brain, and specifically the RAS, needs to filter out from this 11 million bits of information the important stuff. So this is what we call selective focus. A great example, honestly, that I experienced in my childhood is, let's say your parents get a new car, like a new Mazda, whatever, a red Mazda. You start noticing suddenly out of nowhere all the Mazdas in your town, all the red cars in your town. They were always there, right? They didn't just emerge out of nowhere. But because you put your focus there, because your thoughts changed, then suddenly you saw something different. Your reality has changed. So this is such like an innocent example. But honestly, your RAS can be dangerous if you don't use it correctly. Why? RAS can create self-fulfilling prophecies. When you have negative beliefs about yourself and the world, it can actually create your reality. And what you were once afraid of will be your reality and will be a really negative feedback loop that you can't escape out of. And I'm going to explain exactly what this means. If it's confusing to you, don't worry. Let's say you have this negative belief that you say to yourself and your friends, I am bad at business. I am bad at entrepreneurship. Let's say you do end up starting that business one day. What do you think? How do you think this belief is going to serve you? What the reticular activating system is going to do is every single time you make a mistake, every single time you get on a sales call and they don't want to purchase your product, or you take a cold call and they hang up the phone, your brain will find these negative things and further reinforce this initial belief that you had about yourself that you're bad at business. Your brain is looking for evidence to validate your belief. So all these negative things that might happen, which are normal, honestly, like you're not supposed to sell initially. It's going to be hard to sell. It's going to be hard to cold call. All these things are hard and normal. But your brain is going to perceive them as evidence to further reinforce this belief that you're bad at business. So this honestly creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. You told yourself initially this belief that you're bad at business. And now every single mistake that you make will only further highlight this initial negative belief. Now, do you actually think that you will succeed? Of course not. You will not succeed, and you will go into this negative feedback loop, which will only validate to you that you're bad at business. So you're going to say, yeah, I knew it. I'm bad at business. I knew it. So another example, let's say you have this negative belief about yourself that you can't get girls. I can't get girls. How many times do you hear people say, I can't get girls, girls are hard to pick up, I can't get high quality girls, insert whatever limiting belief about girls. What happens when you get on a dating app, for example, where you get a text from the girl You answer back, she doesn't text you back. Or you cold approach a woman and she doesn't like you, she says, leave me alone. What do you think will happen? With that initial belief in mind, what do you think will happen? Again, your brain will treat this as evidence for your initial belief, to get yourself into that victim mentality. That, yeah, I knew it. This is not working out. I'm bad with girls. I can't get girls. The reticular activating system will only zero in on what you give it. And if you give it negative stuff, it will only try to find evidence to support that negative belief. So again, with the self-fulfilling prophecy, what is going to happen? You're going to have this mindset. You're going to try to meet girls, but then, the RES is going to further reinforce this belief. And then you're actually going to be lonely. You're not going to find girls, and you're going to get into this negative feedback loop and then keep on telling yourself, yeah, I can't get girls. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I hope you're understanding this. I'm giving you many examples so you understand. And let's say you have another negative belief. I am a socially awkward person. How many people say this? I'm bad at social event. I am insert whatever social negative thing there is. When you do end up in that social event or talking to a person, the RES specifically will zero in on everything it could find to reinforce that claim that you made. So every little awkward pause that you make, every little stutter, every second that the person you talk to looks disengaged, you're going to feel really anxious. It's going to further reinforce this belief that you're bad at social interactions. And even though it didn't mean anything that you started and they looked away for a second because they were distracted, it didn't mean anything. Your brain perceived it as evidence. And a final example, I just really want to hit home with this so you understand. Let's say you have this belief that you're bad at math. I am bad at math. What do you think is going to happen when you do learn math and you struggle a little bit, which is normal, right? It's normal to struggle. The RES is going to see that evidence that you're bad at math, that you can't solve these math problems, that you're shit at math. Again, creating this self-fulfilling prophecy. So do you understand how your beliefs about yourself can actually turn into reality, right? Everyone throws this term around that your beliefs create your reality. You don't actually understand it. You're like, yeah, whatever. That sounds like a lot of bullshit. It sounds like, oh, blah, blah, self-improvement people. No, this is real evidence and examples that this is possible and this is real. And this is scary, honestly, if you don't try to understand this concept and if you don't change. So how do you change? Because you could. And I'm proud to teach you this today because it's something that has helped me tremendously and something that I know will change your life. So let's summarize for a second. The RES will only draw its attention to things and evidence that support the self-image. So in the cases before and the examples I gave you, the self-image was negative. The self-image was, I'm bad at math. So the RES will look for evidence to support that self-image. Now, what if we do the opposite, right? What if we have an initial positive belief? What do you think the RES is going to do? The RES is going to find evidence to why that's right, why that is true. This is the beauty of our brain, of the RES. This is the beauty that we can reprogram our brain to our advantage. So someone who has positive beliefs, who sees the good in situations, will get positively reinforced with evidence into why their initial belief is correct. So instead of having this negative belief that you're bad at social situations, for example, what if you change it into, you don't lie to yourself, but you change it to, yeah, I'm working on being more confident in social situations. What do you think the RES is going to do? What do you think your brain is going to do? It's going to try to find evidence to prove that's right. So you might be in a social interaction, and even subconsciously, your brain will now notice that you're trying to be more confident, that this little thing was actually good because it's helping you become more confident in social situations. Another example with the girls analogy from before, instead of saying, I can't get girls, what if you change that to, you know what? I know if I can improve more and I work on my confidence, there's no reason I can't get girls. You're going to start noticing all these small things. Your brain, even subconsciously, will notice signs of improvement. It will notice that you're getting better. It'll notice this small little thing with a girl was actually positive because it's making you a better person. It's making you better with girls instead of the former from before, that you notice all the negative things with girls and this text means this bad thing. You're going to start seeing the positives. There's an important quote I want you to remember. Even write this down, by Plato. Plato says, our reality is created by our minds. We can change our reality by changing our minds. So how do we change our minds like Plato says? It's very simple. You need to start questioning and genuinely challenging your beliefs. Pause this video right now, get a piece of paper, and write down all the negative beliefs that you have. This will change your life, brother. If you wrote down these negative beliefs, I'm honestly really proud of you for that. Because most people watching this video are so brain dead like just want to go back to TikTok and Instagram Reels, that they're not going to take action on this. They don't genuinely want to change your life, right? They're not actually here to change your life. They're just here on YouTube for entertainment. You're different because you want to change your life. Another reason why I'm happy for you is because awareness in and of itself is transformative. Now you have awareness of these negative beliefs that most people don't even take a second of their life to question. Most people literally go throughout their whole life not even knowing what beliefs they have. So honestly, I'm really proud of you. The next thing I want you to do is challenge these negative beliefs. Challenge them with logic and evidence. Challenge them so the RAS will work for you rather than against you. So what does this mean? What does it mean challenge them? Okay, so you have this negative belief, for example, that you're bad at business, you're bad at entrepreneurship. You can challenge yourself and ask yourself, there's someone out there making like 10 grand a month and I'm here not making any money. And this guy's like dumb. This guy is like making brain dead content for like 10-year-old kids. There's no reason I can't be successful. Just genuinely, there's no reason I can't be successful. That is you challenging yourself. That is creating some progress. Do that for every single belief you have on paper and you will change your life. You know, it's so sad we have so many negative beliefs about ourselves. But honestly, this is pretty normal. It's normal because evolutionary, we have something called a negativity bias. We as humans, we just tend to focus on more negative things than positive. And it's honestly a survival mechanism. Our ancestors needed to kind of worry about external things like hurricanes, kind of wiping out their whole tribe, or, you know, some crazy like predator or some crazy tribe trying to kill us and hunt us. You know, we had to worry about the negative things. But in our modern day, this negativity bias does not serve us. Plain and simple, it doesn't serve us, especially with our beliefs. So I'm happy you had a chance here to be conscious of them because, as I said, most people aren't. And I also really want you to watch out for I am statements. I am statements are one of the most dangerous statements you can make about yourself. When we make I am statements, we almost claim them as ours. We claim them as part of our self-image. I am an X person. You know, I don't even want to say it right now. That does not serve you. We know that this will not serve you. I am statements, they're very hard. They're very rigid. They're hard to break because they're very definitive. If you also become more aware of the statements that you say yourself, maybe instead of saying I am, what if we change that to I have a tendency towards? You can say that. That's a good start, right? So the way we talk to ourselves, the statements we say, the words we say out loud, even the words that we think about, have a big, big difference in our lives. Change your thoughts, change the words that you tell yourself, and you will change your life. And this leads me to talking about positive self-talk and how important it is. And again, this is not some wishy-washy thing. Bro, this will change your life. And I mean this with passion. You can see the passion in my words. Having good, positive self-talk is just as important as the beliefs that you have about yourself. In the interview example that I gave you in the beginning, if I kept on talking to myself and saying, yeah, I'm really nervous, this is hard, this is difficult, I don't know if I can do this, like really bad self-talk, do you think that's not going to create a belief about myself that I'm bad at interviewing or I can't get a job or stuff like that? Do you think it's not going to happen? This is exactly what's going to happen. So these negative self-talks that you think are harmless, they mold and solidify into beliefs. When you have negative thoughts, when you have negative self-talk that doesn't serve you, be conscious of it in the moment. Meditate more so you're also more conscious of these thoughts. But once you're conscious of it, replace it with a positive thought. Replace it with logic. Don't bullshit yourself. You know, this video is not about wishy-washy stuff, wishy-washy affirmations. This is about being real with yourself. But you can replace it with logic. Like, yeah, there's no reason I can't do well in business. There's so many people out there crushing it in business. I got this. I can do this. Change your negative self-talk into positive. Literally, it's as easy as that. Even if you want to talk out loud, do it. It's not weird. Do it to make yourself proud. Do it to make your future self proud. Do it to change your life. Because honestly, and I'm being real with you, if you're not your best fan, who will be? You can't count on your mom, you can't count on your brother, on your friend to be your best fan. You genuinely, every single day, need to speak to yourself really well. Because if not you, then no one else will. And this will be a little bit even uncomfortable. You're probably hearing this and you're like, this is cringy. Speaking nice to myself, this sounds like one of those like weird self-improvement videos. Like, bro, no. Like, wake the fuck up. This will change your life. Before the interview, I spoke highly to myself. I had that second of doubt creep in, but then I was like, I got this. I'm going to crush this. I'm the best. There's no reason I'm not going to crush this. Even if it sounds weird to you, like, I don't care. I know that served me. Before I hit this like PR at the gym, literally the other day, I spoke highly to myself. Even in my head, I was like, I got this. I'm going to crush this. There's no reason I'm not going to hit this PR. And I did. How you talk to yourself matters. And be your best fan. Literally be your favorite fan. Because I'm telling you right now, if you're not society, you think society is going to be? Like, who else is going to dictate how you talk to yourself? As I told you, if you want to talk to yourself badly, you know where that's going to lead. It's going to lead to bad rabbit hole where your brain will only find evidence into why what you're saying is true. So you can choose that path, or you can choose the other path of the 1% that maybe is a little weird and hypes himself up before a big game, before a big event. I hyped myself up before this video. I was like, yo, I got this. I'm going to crush this. I feel so much more confident now. And honestly, I don't blame you for how you feel. I don't blame you for all these negative beliefs because it's years of brainwashing. It took me so many years to figure this out and be like, shit, I've been brainwashed by society. I've been brainwashed by social media, by advertisements I see, by all these things to brainwash me to having shitty beliefs, honestly. But now it's what you do with this new information that you have control over. How will your life change if you actually take this advice into your heart and actually implement this? I'm telling you, it will change tremendously. Your goal now is to brainwash yourself back. It's to see all these negative beliefs and thoughts that don't serve you and ask yourself with logic and intuition, does this serve me? You say, I'm bad at math. I'm bad at this. I can't do that. The words that you put out there to the universe, out loud, in your head, they have an effect. Believe it or not. This is not wishy-washy stuff. Reprogram your RAS, Reticular Activating System, and it all starts with awareness, which honestly I hope this video gave you. If you want to join my Discord down below, links are down below. I'll see you next time. Peace.